Hey guys! This is Flirty, Dirty, and Bookish. Welcome to the dark side.
Listen if you dare.
Welcome back to Silver Falls University. We are officially on Wren and Peach's book. Oh my lord.
I want to go to university there.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I did go to SFU. Just not the right SFU. It's a little disappointing now, actually. But oh my lord, I love Wren Hunter.
Yeah, he's your favorite.
I'm in love with Wren Hunter. I would do anything to be with Wren Hunter.
I was told before I read this book that I'm allowed to love him, but I cannot have him. That's how much he loves him.
No, like, he's my favorite, and I will not share with these two. He's mine.
Well, we are recording this after I have read Loving the Tormentor, and Achilles Duval is mine. So,
fine. I love Achilles, but Wren is mine.
It's fine. We can be best friends.
It's perfect, actually. But, yeah, glad we don't have the same taste. Please tell me you are, like, your favorites, Chris.
Sure. Actually, yeah, I do kind of fuck with Chris.
Great, you can have him.
Perfect.
Great. Perfect. Now we just have to go kill Peach, Ella, and Nyx, or lock him in a dark dungeon somewhere.
I mean, also, I'd probably... No, I wouldn't choose Zai over Achilles.
No, I would pick Wren over all of them. Oh! Wren and Jake might have to do a little fight battle, but I do think Wren would win in the end. But it is it's barely there. Like, they're both bloody and bruised and almost dead, but Wren is slightly less dead than Jake.
So if you threw them both in the death cage, you would want, what, Wren to win?
I would want Jake to fake die again and then be fine after. You know? Like, I couldn't live with either of them actually being dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, if you guys remember, Loving the Liar ended with that post from Hermes.
Yes.
About Ania being dead. Now, we didn't know who the fuck Ania was.
I was gonna say, who the fuck's Ania?
Well, we find out in this one, she's just some girl that got into high school. Most people at SFU also went to Stoneview Prep.
Yeah.
So it's not shocking they've known her since high school.
Because like we said before, SFU is like a feeder or Stoneview Prep is a feeder school for SFU.
Anyone else that goes there is also like just stupidly rich, and they just went to some other sort of like prep school prior to.
Yeah.
Really, the next book, Nyx is the only person that never went to prep school.
Nyx is the only one that they've ever given a scholarship to.
Yeah, but we'll get into that in the next one. But so Ania, obviously they've known her forever.
Yeah.
Well, what we didn't know is that Wren was seeing Ania before she was murdered. And the night Ania was murdered, Peach and Wren had a confrontation about Ania. And Wren said, "What, are you jealous?" And she's like, "No, obviously not." But then she didn't really remember what happened after that, because Peach has a tendency to do so many drugs and alcohol that she does not remember shit.
Yeah. But I'm surprised knowing like how obsessed Wren is with Peach, which we'll get into, that he was even with somebody else.
But we know why he was with somebody else. So Wren is like very obsessed with Peach. Like, we're talking like
he keeps a note of all of like, this is what her prescription is, this is what she likes, she doesn't like this food anymore, she likes this band, whatever. What are the other things?
My favorite is, "Do not interrupt me during girls' night, Wren Hunter." Yeah. And it has a little eye roll emoji next to it. But yeah, so Wren is like obsessed with Peach. So the reason that he was even seeing Ania, because Wren has never had a girlfriend, he doesn't date because all he wants is Peach.
And it's like pretty widely known. Like, even like in Liar, they like hint at like Wren being obsessed with Peach.
Yeah, but they also hint at girls saying that Wren Hunter's an asshole, and all his friends are always like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Besides Achilles. Well, you find out in this book that it's because Wren tends to call girls Peach when he fucks them and pushes their head into the mattress so that he can't see that it's not Peach.
Yeah.
So he clearly has a problem. But anyway, so Wren is like so obsessed with Peach. The thing with Wren though is that it's different from Chris, because we know Chris is obsessed with Ella.
Mhm.
But the difference was is that Chris didn't care if he had to trick Ella into that relationship.
Yeah, Wren
wants Peach to choose him, and because initiation was going to be in their senior year for when Wren was going to join, which was the year after Chris joined, Wren had to start seeing somebody to bring to initiations, which is why he was seeing Ania, because he wouldn't force Peach into it because he wants her to choose him.
Yeah.
So that's why he was seeing Ania, but Ania died that night.
Rip.
Well, that's the prologue, and then when it jumps in later, it's not really like talking about it too much, and then all of a sudden Peach starts getting threatening messages from Hermes, and it's like a consistent thing throughout the book where Hermes threatens Peach and will send her off
Like privately, right?
to go and do things. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Hermes DMs Peach, so no one knows this is going on. And also this is the only person that we know of that Hermes has ever like had direct contact with. But basically he says that he knows she killed Ania that night, even though she's not 100% sure that she did. And basically tells her that she's going to start doing what he wants her to.
Yeah.
And it becomes this like entire thing. So how do I explain? So Peach is not involved with the circle at all. Like her dads aren't a part of it. So Peach has 2 gay dads and we love them. They're so cute except for each other. They're great dads.
Yes.
Amazing dads. They're horrible
Yeah.
husbands.
Yeah, they shouldn't be together.
No. But they're amazing dads, which is why we love them. Like they're good dads.
Yes.
Like, you know.
They're like the only good parents in.
Yeah.
Well, Alex's mom, after she got her head out of her ass.
But Peach grew up with great parents. But the thing is,
Yeah.
Peach didn't get those parents until she was almost 6. And she lived in an orphanage up until then. So Peach has a lot of abandonment issues and is constantly like wondering like who her parents are,
Yeah.
why they didn't want her.
I think truly she didn't give in to Wren. Like she knew, like it was widely known that Wren has been obsessed with Peach. Like it's not a secret. I think that she didn't give in to him because she didn't want to go, okay, fine, yeah, we'll be together, and then he abandons her.
Yeah, because
She wanted to keep him chasing.
Peach is very dominant and so is Wren. So they've always like butted heads even though they're the closest.
Mhm.
But Peach refuses to give up that dominance because that's giving up control, and that means someone else can be in charge of what happens. If she remains in control, then no one can disappear on her if
Yeah.
she's in control of everything.
Yeah.
Which is also why her and Achilles butt heads, because Achilles is like the leader of the group, which pisses Peach off.
But he's like the leader, but
like it was just like randomly decided, but that's just because Achilles
well,
is like
yeah.
weirdly dominating.
Yeah,
like,
he
not the
didn't
same
come in
way.
and go like, "No, you guys are bowing down." And we know everyone kind of just like flocked to him. It seemed.
Yeah, when they were kids.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like these kids, they've been friends. They've all been friends since kindergarten when Peach moved there.
Yeah.
Also, let's talk about Peach's nickname real quick. Peach's nickname is just because she has a great ass. Her real name is Penelope.
I would love for my nickname to have to do with me having a
Yeah.
fantastic ass.
And all her friends started calling her Peach, and then honestly after that it just spread and now everybody calls her Peach.
When someone calls her Penelope, I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about?
It feels like 2 different people.
No, for real. Like Penelope is this prim and proper.
Penelope is who she is with her
princess.
dads, and Peach is the rest of
party
the
girl
time.
with a fantastic ass.
So speaking of party girl, Peach is very much a party girl. If you remember back when we talked about Zai's book, if not, if you've read Heartless Beloved, when Zai is like at the party, Peach is warning Alex away from Zai because she knows that he's a drug dealer. She knows he's involved in these things, and the reason she knows that is because Peach
buys
buys drugs from Zai.
Her dealer.
So
Yes.
obviously Zai has stopped being her dealer since being with Alex, because that was a problem back in Alex and Zai's book.
Yeah.
But that
Which,
doesn't mean Peach has
honestly-
stopped taking drugs.
Honestly, she might still secretly get it from him.
She should have been getting it from Zai. It probably would have been safer.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she continued to do drugs. She is the party girl. But at the same
Question,
time,
Who is she buying them from? Camilla's brothers?
I don't know what would be happening with Camilla's brothers, because Camilla's brothers were directly Nate and Sam's dealers. Like, that's who they
Yeah.
worked for, Nate and Sam. And because Nate went to jail and Sam stopped doing that stuff, I'm not sure what would have happened to them if they went to like another piece of the Cosa Nostra.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. They were never mentioned again.
Yeah, I was just
So I'm
wondering if
assuming
they
we
said-
wouldn't hear anything about her brothers until if Camilla gets a book or not.
Mhm.
God, I hate that bitch. But anyway, but Peach is not only a party girl with a control abandonment issue. Peach also is an absolute genius. She is in environmental engineering. That's what she's majoring in.
I think Ella's the only, like, quote unquote dumb one.
Yeah, she is. But she has like dance and everything.
Yeah,
and,
that's what I mean. Like, she's not dumb, but she's just not book smart.
kind of like that they made them all like so different.
Yeah.
Like Alex is like English, book
Like,
smart, whatever.
regular.
Peach is like only science. Like you
Yeah.
talked about any other topic, she's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then so yeah, her and Wren bond over science. He's not in environmental engineering, but like he's still in science, and he takes that class simply because he likes to try to one up Peach in her own fields.
It reminds me of the main characters from Tell Me Lies.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Yeah.
Like his first girlfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
I made her watch the second episode yesterday. She said she only watched the first one.
I'll slowly but surely get there because I don't have time.
It's so good. You
Okay.
guys should go watch it. He gives dark romance boyfriends for sure. It's so toxic.
Like I
love them.
really don't have time. The only time I'm ever gonna watch that is when like we randomly have a few minutes and you put it on. Like other than that, I'm
Yeah.
never gonna
Yeah.
gonna touch it, because if I do, I will sit there and binge it, and I don't have time for that.
I know.
Because I hyperfixate.
Yeah, but this would be a good type of fixation.
No, like I hyperfixate. Like I'm like Lyra. Like I full blown hyperfixate on shit, and like there is no
Yeah.
no
They're
going
two short
back.
seasons. The last one's coming out, so it wouldn't be terrible. Just not right now. I know you're really busy, but like after January 13th. Well, because it'll come out weekly.
Yeah,
So like if you catch up and then watch the third season, you'd be
it's the
fine.
catching up that.
But it's like they're like what? It's like 10 episodes a season. Nothing.
Yeah, they're really easy to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so that's
really
like
good.
20 hours that I could be reading.
Just saying.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it, and I guarantee you guys that I'm going to get text. So have you read today? No, was watching Tell Me Lies. You need to read this book. Hurry up.
The only reason why I say that is because we have deadlines.
I know exactly, which is why I cannot watch a show right now.
After January 13th.
Then we'll just have a new deadline by then. I'll watch it when I'm old and gray. So remember how I said that Peach tends to, or I said that Peach blacked out the night of Ania, which is why she doesn't remember if she truly was the one that killed her until Hermes started blackmailing her. Well, that's like a consistency throughout the book, and it is a problem between her and Wren. Like she gets so bad that she blacks out.
Yeah. But like
Um,
she's not just like drinking heavily. No, she's
doing
like
drugs
Molly
and
Coke
everything.
and
and it's because she pushes
other pills she can
herself
get.
so hard that when she goes out, she also pushes herself so hard.
it's like an obsessive like need. To,
Yeah.
Like
But
Always
also
go
she's
above
trying
and
to
beyond.
numb the pain in her because she feels not like wanted, or like she has to prove that she was like the right choice, and then it gets too much, and then there she
Yeah.
goes again down the rabbit hole, which Wren is always pulling her out of, and like He basically is always there to clean up Peach's messes. So speaking of Wren has a brother. And what do we think of Wren's brother? What do you think of Wren's brother in the beginning of the book, I should say?
I don't know.
He seems like okay, but then everyone hated him, so then you're kind of like, what the fuck's up with this dude?
Yeah, exactly. So Elijah is Wren's younger brother. He's only a year younger than them. And Elijah...
Side note, every time I read his name, I was thinking of Klaus Michelson fucking screaming, Elijah!
I know, right? Same. But, so, Elijah is also in love with Peach. It just seems to be a thing with the Hunter boys to both have a crush on Peach. But much like Achilles, Elijah went to Europe to study for school and just came back like this year. So this is now Peach, Wren, Alex, Ella. It's all of their senior years, and it is Elijah's junior year. So he's just come back now, and like Hermes made some post about, oh great, like Wren's ugly younger brother's back. The whole thing is so funny. Especially now that we finished Loving the Tormentor, we know who Hermes is, which we'll talk about in the next episode. Make sure you read it before you listen to that episode. But, so, Peach always had a soft spot for Elijah. Because, like she says in her own head, she's a bitch, but she's a bitch for a reason. She's never, like, outwardly, she's never mean to someone without having a reason for it. And Elijah's never done anything to her. She doesn't even know why Wren and Elijah hate each other.
She also is probably like a little bit envious of siblings.
Mm-hmm. But she always says that if Elijah's her soulmate, that she's not sure what Wren is, because Elijah and her in her head are perfect for each other. She's dominant, he's docile, but they get along and they're just as good friends as her and Wren. Mm-hmm. But Wren and her are dominant and she thinks they would clash too much. But she's attracted to Wren. She's not attracted to Elijah.
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing.
Like, you can have platonic soulmate.
Yeah. Well,
Wren is her twin flame.
Yeah. Well, Peach is friends with Elijah, which is a pain in the ass for Wren and Elijah because they hate each other so fucking much, and then they're just always like they're playing like tug of war with Peach most of the time. Like, it's like, leave her be for a second. Anyway, so now that Elijah's back, Peach has been trying to spend like as much time with him as possible, so she decides to like go for brunch with him. And as she's leaving, Wren and Achilles pull up, because if you remember us saying in the last episode, Peach, Ella, and Alex live next to Wren and Achilles in like the housing on the school like property or whatever. And Achilles and Wren show up and they're like, oh, where are you going? And she's like, I'm going to brunch with Elijah, like, goodbye. And they're like, oh, would you look at that, we're going to brunch too. And she goes, no. She's like, Wren, leave your brother alone. And he's like, what? Like, we're all just going to brunch. And she's like, you're not sitting with me. Well, at brunch, poor Elijah is like the entire time is begging Peach just to go sit with Wren and Achilles, because they just stare at Elijah, death glares the entire time. And he's like, please just go sit with your friends. And she's like, you're my friend too, like, seriously, like, they can go fuck off. But no, Wren and Achilles sit there the entire time staring death glares at Elijah. And it's so funny. So then later that night, Elijah and Wren are both called back home, and they have to go and see what the hell their dad wants. Well, the moment they walk in, you can tell Wren is the golden boy at school. Everybody loves him at school, and they always have. He's the lacrosse player, the genius. He's super fucking hot. Everybody loves him. And everybody hates Elijah. He's the skinny, scrawny, shy, doesn't play any sports younger brother.
Yeah, black sheep.
And because Wren hates his younger brother, his brother was always... it would never have been given a chance anyway.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves Wren, they're going to do what he says. Besides Peach. Peach doesn't listen to anybody. Well, the moment they walk into their house, it flips completely.
Yeah.
Wren is now the black sheep. Nobody cares what Wren's doing. And Elijah is the golden boy.
Child.
And then you're kind of confused for a second, because his mom comes up to him and is like, oh, my baby boy, and is like coddling all over Elijah. And then like just grabs Wren's arm and squeezes it. And she's like, Wren, like just says his name, like that's it. And that's like how she says hi to him or whatever. And in his head, she's like, she's not being mean. She like, it's not that she doesn't love me.
Just doesn't.
She's,
love me
but
as
she's
much.
no. He says, but she's scared of me. And you're kind of like, why is your mother scared of you?
Yeah.
Like, because you've always seemed like the normal, docile one. But if anyone can remember, if you read Stoneview stories, so did Chris. So you never know. I'm kind of scared for Luke's book, honestly, because everybody
know.
who seems normal never is.
No.
Like, they're usually the complete opposite from normal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's like the
Ella's pretty normal.
yeah, that's the obvious thing. Well, it seems that Wren's dad absolutely hates Wren, and he still like loves Elijah. So it's not like his dad's like an asshole, unable to love his children. He just hates Wren. Which is like, okay, like what the fuck? And then later on, you do find out why, and it still doesn't make any sense, because before the incident happened that caused his mother to be scared of him, his dad already hated him and already treated him like shit.
Yeah.
Like, he'd
His
always
dad's
picked
just an
Elijah.
ass. I don't. Yeah.
I think it's because Wren's too good of a person.
Yeah.
Like, Wren actually is a good guy. Yes, he
No.
does fucked up shit, but he is a good guy.
And maybe Elijah's more like malleable to like.
Elijah
He
will
his
do
dad
anything
can-
his dad tells him to
exactly.
do.
Yeah.
But also has no morals, clearly, if he's listening to their father, which we'll get into later. But
yeah.
Anyway, so while they're there, their dad brings up like initiations or whatever. So Wren and Elijah are going to be initiating this year.
Why?
So technically, Wren should have initiated already.
Right. Him and Achilles were putting it off.
Mm-hmm. But Wren can't put it off anymore. His dad's like,
Yeah.
no, you're doing it. Like, this is enough. Well, if you remember in Chris's book, they said that the Reaper was going to be initiating next year.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's Wren. That's what they want him for.
Yeah.
And
Wren
so
is judge, jury, and executioner.
So they need Wren in there, and Wren's like, well, I don't have anyone to initiate with, so it's not happening. And Elijah's like, well, I have someone to initiate with. Like, I'll be there. And their dad's like, don't worry, Wren, I'll get someone there for you. Like, just show up to initiations.
Yeah.
And he's like, A, who the hell are you going to be sending for me? And who the hell agreed to initiate for you?
Yeah.
To Elijah? And he's like, you know, not everybody hates me and treats me like dirt. Like, you know, there is somebody who, like, cares about me. And Wren's just like, you better not be fucking talking about Peach. Peach is not fucking initiating. He loses his shit. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? And his dad's like, oh, is he about to snap? And you're like, snap? Yeah, about to snap. And he's like, no, I'm not about to snap. He goes, but don't you dare fucking bring Peach there. And Elijah, taunting his brother, this is when you realize Elijah's a little fucking shit,
Yeah.
is like, okay, well, you know, the only way you'll find out if it's Peach or not is if you show up, because you can't ask her about it, because if I didn't invite her, then she's just gonna be confused.
Yeah, she'd be like, what the fuck's the circle?
Yeah. Well, anyway, so now Wren's in like he has to show up to initiations. He doesn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Well, he goes home, he ends up talking to Achilles, and this is like the funniest part. Achilles is so much like Chris in the way of like, why don't you just force her? Like,
Literally.
he's like, I don't understand why you just don't make her do it. And he's like, because I'm not gonna fucking force Peach to do anything.
Which is so strange coming from Achilles' book, because he does it like a little bit at the beginning, but like not nearly as bad as Chris.
But I think the reason Achilles was pushing Wren so hard is because he knows how Wren feels about Peach.
Yeah.
Knows that this is Wren's last chance
Yeah.
to ever be with Peach, because
Yeah.
if she's not initiated, he can't even like sleep with her because she wouldn't be an Aphrodite.
Right.
Like, this is his last chance to ever get to be with Peach, and Achilles is also best friends with Peach and also knows that unless forced, Peach isn't gonna do shit.
Yeah.
So really, there was no option, and it does make sense that he was saying that, and also Achilles is a fucking crazy person. So he's like, I just don't get it. Like, just do it already. And but Wren
if
points
that was
out,
his reasoning, why wouldn't he just be like, dude, this is your last fucking chance?
because Wren knows that. But Wren literally says to Achilles that I don't care if like I never get to have. I want her to choose me, like to actually choose me. And Achilles is like, well, you better get to work. Initiations are in a week. Like, come on, dude. And he's like, well, you know, like I've been working on it. He goes, yeah, for 16 years. He's like, it's been a really slow process for 16 years. Like, you got 1 week left. Like, figure it out. Bro. Like, 16 years and we haven't got there. So maybe force is the only way it's going to happen. Like, hello? And Wren just, like, will not, because he does not want to force, doesn't want to force Peach into anything and for her to hate him. But also, he wants to feel chosen,
Wren would
too.
rather have to be with someone else than to lose Peach entirely.
Yeah, but he also wants to know that Peach is with him because she loves him just as much as he loves her.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't choose to be there, how could he ever truly know that that's how she feels? Well, and then he, like, after that, like, whole, like, talk with Achilles and seeing his family, he's, like, pissy. He's in a mood. And what does Wren do when he's in a mood? Does anyone, you know those, like, balconies that have, like, the trellises and everything, like, attached to them, like an old Romeo and Juliet Shakespearean novel? Wren climbs Peach's trellis onto her balcony, sneaks in through her balcony doors that she never locks because who the hell's gonna get on her balcony, and watches her sleep. If her room's messy, he'll clean it up. Because she blacks out.
Yeah.
She would just never question it. If he finds drugs in her room, he tosses them or, like, flushes them. She just thinks that she misplaced them. And he always tucks her into bed when she does, like, too many study things and is, like, in her bed with all her things and stuff. But that night, thank God, she was just passed out. You didn't have to do any of that. And he just sat there and he watched her sleep because that's what calms him down. Not creepy at all, dude.
Dude, go smoke a fucking joint.
Hey,
bro.
if Wren Hunter wants to climb into my room and sit there and watch me sleep, he can do as he pleases.
There's a really funny part. I know I keep talking about Loving the Tormentor, but it's just on my brain. And
She's obsessed with Loving the Tormentor.
But Nyx was staying at the girl's house, and in Achilles' head, he's like, "Yeah, Wren just told me to go and jump onto the balcony. Apparently, it's not as hard as it looks."
No, I can tell you that part word for word since we're talking about it. Nyx was mad at Achilles and had locked herself over there with Peach. And Achilles couldn't get in through the front door. He tried. Peach wouldn't let him through. So he tried to climb up Peach's balcony by instruction from Wren. But when he did, he almost died because Peach tried to push him off of the balcony. But Nyx stopped her at the last minute. He still wasn't allowed inside, but he didn't die. But she was very close to just pushing him off the balcony because Peach is, you don't mess with Peach because she gets moody real fast. Yeah. But as he's in her room, though, he does find one thing that he's seen like 1,000 times before. Since Peach was 13 years old, every once in a while she'll miss the parents that she doesn't know or wonder why they left her so much that she writes them letters.
It's so sad.
And he saw one of the letters sitting on her desk, and he does admit he read the first 3 that he saw before he stopped because he felt like he was invading her privacy and didn't want to do that.
Any other man would. I would. I'm too nosy.
Yeah, but he stopped because he didn't want to invade her privacy like that. He's so cute. I love him.
Break into her house and watch her sleep.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's fine. But she keeps them in a box under her bed because of course he would know where she keeps them. I don't read them, but I know where they are. Just in case. Justification. Just in case of what? Like,
he never needs to go get them. I don't know.
This
He needs
man.
to know everything about her, remember?
He literally knows everything about her. Like peri peri powder on her fries. Yeah. I can read that list to you word for word. It's like engraved in my brain. Metal is not the same as punk. True. We do not like metal anymore. Yeah. Wren Hunter, do not interrupt girls' night. Peri peri powder with her fries. Tea tree oil and coconut shampoo.
This is a little iconic.
I'm gonna stop. Oh, and her eyes are negative 2.5 and 3.25.
The list is a lot longer than that. Just
I'm
letting you
only
know.
missing about 4 things, and I'm stopping because I sound psychotic.
It's okay. You just love your man. It's fine.
Yeah, but I love and disappointed that I memorized the list you wrote about another woman.
Well, you just wish you were her. It's okay.
I do wish I was her. You can have a list about me.
She dyes
if
her
you
hair
want.
red just because she wants to be Peach so bad.
Okay, correction. I dyed my hair red
I know.
before
I'm
I read
kidding.
this.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke.
But I do want to be Peach. Switch places? No, my ass isn't good enough to be called Peach. Anyway, also just throwing
Speaking
this.
of asses, heated rivalry. They have nice asses. Their nickname should be Peach and Peach 1 and Peach 2.
No, Peaches and Cream and Peach Cobbler. Just split them up a little bit.
Who's Peaches and Cream? Shane.
Shane, because he's the one who gets fucked and gets the cream buns. I'm so sorry. I'm really not actually.
I'm hyperfixating on heated rivalry. Feel free to talk to me about it at any given point of the day. I will.
Also, remember how I mentioned that Peach is a super environmental engineering nerd,
Mhm.
basically? Yeah, well, she is available. She is up for getting published in this thing called the EEAJ. It's the Environmental Engineering American Journal. And it could lead to a Nobel Prize one day. So she like texts like the group chat or whatever.
She's gonna get that Nobel Prize. I know
Totally.
it.
She texts like the group chat about it, and everyone's like all like happy for her. And then Achilles' response is, "Wow, the polar bears must be so happy. Let's have a drink to celebrate." Always with the polar bears. Anytime someone asks Achilles what she does, he says, "Yeah, she's gonna save the polar bears." That's what he focuses on is polar bears. That's all he says about what Peach does. He's so funny. Also, just to throw this out there, guys, Wren loves Scrabble.
Yes.
Loves Scrabble. He is a Scrabble nerd.
Has a lot of the pieces.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's missing 3 of them from every Scrabble set he's had for fucking.
I'm kind of concerned about how many Scrabble sets he possibly owns.
I know, right?
Because he also plays Scrabble quite
I know,
often.
but those letters are definitely like in it a couple times. So maybe
Yeah.
50.
I don't know, man. He just buys Scrabble sets, and no one questions it because Wren is a Scrabble nerd. They will all sit there and drink and eat cookies, and then they'll decide to play Scrabble, and everyone wants Wren on their team. But then
That
Peach,
sounds like a really fun night to me.
I really do want to do that. Actually, I'd crush you.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wasn't looking at you. I was looking at her.
Yes.
It depends on how competitive you're feeling that night. Kahoot all over again.
I won 6 out of 7 of those.
I beat you in the Vampire Diaries.
I beat you in every other book related one. So
Well, Haunting Adeline wasn't even about Haunting Adeline. No one take the Haunting Adeline Kahoot because it's not about the right book.
no, it's not. It's wrong. Like actually really wrong.
It seemed right in the beginning, and then all of a sudden you're like,
And then you're talking about like actual ghosts.
And I'm like, yeah, no, this is not
No.
the right book, but it had the photo of Haunting Adeline.
Yeah, it was strange.
And her name and the grandma name were right, and then everything else was wrong.
Like
so
Zaid's
weird.
name was not Zaid. It was like Noah.
Mhm.
It was weird.
Something about a doctor when it was a cop.
I don't know.
Nothing made sense at all. Anyway, also, just to throw this out there, remember I said that Wren is very beloved? Well, Peach decides to stay in one night and, like, study because she found out about the EEJ thing, and she's, like, very, like, focused on that right now. And so, after everyone gets drunk, and by everyone I mean Zai, Ella, Alex, Wren, and Achilles, while playing Scrabble, they decide to go to a bar. And while at this bar, well, first let me talk about this real fast because it's so fucking funny. I was dying. They're sitting there, and I think it's Achilles that says, "Why is everybody so in love with you, Wren Hunter? I just don't understand it." And Ella and Alex are drunk, and they're like, "'Cause he's sex on a stick." And Zai's like, "Uh-huh." huh? Like, what the
Really?
fuck did you just say? And Alex is like, no, you know what I mean? It's just those shoulders. And Ella's like, yeah, the shoulders. And they're like talking about like how like hot Wren is. Basically, they're like, Achilles, like, you're mysterious and every girl wants you just because, they want to be the guy that makes you not so moody. But Wren, it's because everyone wants to try to compete and prove that they could be better than Peach and they can be the person to take his eyes off of Peach. But also, I mean, come on, just look at him. And Zai is not happy, and he takes Alex out of that bar like immediately after that. And she goes, "No, I was joking." And he goes, "Oh, really?" He's like, "Yeah, sex on a stick is about to die if we don't leave right now. So let's go." So then Achilles, Ella, and Wren are left sitting at this table, and this girl had been sitting on Achilles' lap and had gone to get her friend because her friend is in love with Wren and was going to bring her friend back to the table. Well, they're coming back to the table. The friend's name is Marissa, keep this in mind. And all of a sudden, Ella looks behind Wren and Achilles, goes, Marissa dyed her hair, chokes on her margarita. Wren has to go over and start patting her back, and because he's gone to sit next to Ella, he sees what she means. And the girl has quite literally dyed her hair the same color as Peach's.
You would.
I am not that psychotic.
For Wren Hunter? You would.
Not if I actually lived in a world with Peach. I just want to be born Peach. Then, like, I would be Peach. Peach wouldn't actually exist. I just would be Peach.
You would.
Not if I was already with Jake. It depends. Like, where in the storyline was I thrown in? How old am I?
Marissa, you would.
No, Marissa's, like, actually psychotic.
I know.
Like, girl, like, actually dyed her hair. Because to be the same color as Peach's. Like, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, it's just hair dye.
But to be the exact same color as your crush's crush?
Yeah. I mean, like, I probably would, to be honest.
But if she was, like...
If she was hot as fuck.
But, like, if she was blonde or brunette or something, whatever, it wouldn't be so obvious. But because she has, like, this specific copper red hair color... Like, it's blatantly obvious why she dyed her hair.
Oh, but that's fine, but I probably would. I'm just saying.
Anyway, well, Wren is currently dying of laughter over this. Anyway, Marissa comes over and is trying to flirt with him, and he immediately leaves to, once again, go and watch Peach sleep. And when he gets there, he's pissed off because Zai had shown him a text earlier that she had texted him for Adderall, and Zai told her no. And showed Wren the text. Because clearly Zai is more scared of Wren than Peach.
Well, I think that also, too, like, he's trying to be a really good friend to Alex's friends.
Yeah.
And they've got the boys by now have gotten a little bit of a bromance going on.
Yeah, they're even closer by the time we get to Tormentor.
Yeah, they're, like, besties.
Yeah. So, he's over there and he, like, cleans up the drugs that she did find. She was snorting Ritalin.
Okay. I was actually just watching a podcast. People are like, oh, Adderall's normal. If you're on Ritalin, it's like hard ass shit. It's way worse than Adderall.
Yeah, and she was snorting it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and drinking a bunch of energy drinks.
She's lucky she's fucking alive.
Yeah. No, seriously, from all the shit she takes. Anyway, so Wren starts, like, cleaning all this stuff off her bed, takes her glasses off for her, and he, like, puts her laptop away, gets rid of the Ritalin, and then he, like, tucks her in, and as he's tucking her in, Peach always kicks one leg out of the blanket, and she did, but then she always, like, cuddles onto her pillow. Well, Wren's arm didn't move away fast enough, so Wren sat on the ground with his arm under her head for hours before she finally loosened enough that he could switch it out for her pillow. Because he didn't want to disturb her sleep.
Well, he probably also didn't want to wake her up.
No, but the funniest part is the next day she goes to cheer practice and she's like, Wren, why the fuck are you, like, why are you so late? And why do you look so tired? Because cheer and lacrosse practice at the same time. And he's like, I just didn't sleep well last night. Meanwhile, it's like, no, you sat on her floor for hours.
My arm was dead asleep because you were sleeping on it, and I couldn't sleep sitting on the ground with my arm above my head.
He wasn't even fully sitting. He was like kneeling, like he was praying to the gods. It's literally like he said, he's like, but I'm not praying to a god. I'm just like, my arm is now a pillow for a goddess. And it's like, oh my god. Okay, great. But then also he stayed there for even longer because he could feel her pulse from the Ritalin, and it was scaring him.
I wish my boyfriend did that. Every time I roll on him, he's like, ugh, too hot, and pushes me away.
See, I need a cuddler.
He cuddles, and then it like 10, 15 minutes, and it gets really fucking hot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Real life shit.
Yeah, I usually end up kicking someone in the balls to get away from me. No, I really did that to my ex. I did kick him in the balls in the middle of the night. And he's like, ow! And I'm like, get the fuck off of me. It's so hot. He goes, why there? And he goes, I can't see. You're behind me. It's not my fault. Get off! Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah. It only happened once, then he learned his lesson. Stay away from me in my sleep. I just want to cuddle till I fall asleep. Once I fall asleep, move the hell away.
Complete side note, this just reminded me of something. We were in bed, and my boyfriend moves in his sleep, and he threw his arm over, and I was still awake reading, obviously, and he punched me square in the eye by accident. He was asleep.
That's the worst.
Yeah, I know. And it's like, you can't even get mad at them because it's like they're asleep, they didn't need to. Yeah, but nah, he got a full fist straight to the chest after that. Like,
oh, you're so mean. I can just see you.
Yeah, boom. I was so mad.
Poor guy sleeping peacefully and just got knocked out.
He's like, what was that for me? You fucking punched me in the face. I was like, oh my god, baby, I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't fuck off. I'm so mad right now. I am so mad. I woke up with a black eye, like barely a black eye, but it's a little bit of a black eye. He didn't hit me very hard, but still pissed. And he had bruises on his chest because I just full on fucking hammer fisted him in the chest. I was so angry. So mad.
Okay,
yeah.
crazy. Well, the other night, this has nothing to do with me because I'm single, but all of a sudden, I heard a scream come from my parents' bedroom. I was like, what the hell? And it's my dad, and he's like, ow! Fuck! And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I went back to sleep. The next morning, my mom...
Like, yeah, this is normal. Good night.
going to sleep. And the next morning, my mom, like, is like, did you hear your dad last night? And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck was going on? And she goes, and then she's like, well, your father kicked me. And I'm like, and he was screaming. And then he comes into the room and he explains. So my dad had gone to like stretch his leg out in his sleep or something, and he had kicked up. His ankle had hit her leg, so he went to stretch his leg out way too fast, and he got one of those cramps, a Charlie horse in his leg, and he sat up like this. My mom was like, what the hell's going on? She's like, I just clipped my toenails so I didn't cut him. She's like, what is wrong with him? And then she like turns around and sees him holding onto his leg, and she goes, oh, and she just went back to sleep on him while he's sitting there like holding his leg, screaming. Oh, he was not happy about it the next day. It was so funny. Anyway, moving back to Peach and Run. I feel like that would be Peach and Run, though, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Both of those scenarios would be Peach and Run. Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah, accidentally punched me in the face. Poof, right in the chest. Fuck you. Never hit me again.
The man's sleeping. Never hit me.
He's never done it.
Out cold, like snoring. Now he's literally out cold because you knocked him out.
Hey, he's never hit me again.
He's fucking scared to move. So he handcuffs himself with knives. Straps himself to the bed.
Oh my god.
That's what happened since. So.
You're gonna say that. We're gonna get a call tomorrow morning.
Oh my god, guys, you fucking
Oh my god. Anyway, speaking of crazy people.
Oh, great, now I'm crazy.
Anyway, so he ends up Wren and them both go to practice. Well, Peach is a cheerleader, and I'm talking Lola King writes cheer like it's meant to be written. It ain't the pom-poms just going woo woo. No, they're doing full-blown stunts, and good on her. She wrote it the right way. Anyway, so
If you guys
Peach
didn't
is-
know, not only was she a fucking tap dancing pigeon, she was also a cheerleader.
Seagull.
She was also a cheerleader. So she's very passionate about this topic.
All-star cheerleading, not the one on the sideline of football. You look up all-star cheerleading. You tell me.
Then
Anywho.
bring it on. We know.
The actual throwing, yeah. Anyway, so she's up in the air because Peach is a flyer, and it's a two-man stunt, so she's only being held up by one person, and it's a guy. Now, this is important for what I say next. Peach, when you're in the air, you have to look forward because you have to keep your balance. If you look the wrong way for even 2 seconds, your
You're off.
equilibrium is completely off,
Yeah.
and you could fall. Well, she was staring at Wren the entire time, and went crashing down and ends up hurting her wrist. Well, Wren ends up storming over because they're all in the same field, and he like grabs the guy that was like holding her. He goes, "You dropped her," and he's like shaking him like, "You will never cheer again because I'll break your fucking legs." And she's like, "Wren, like it was my fault. Like calm down. Like holy shit." And then he finally like comes over to her, sees her wrist, and goes, "We're going to the nurse." And she's like, "No, like it's fine. I'm fine." He goes, "No, you're not." And he like takes her. Crazy. Anyway, they end up at the hospital. And she does have a sprained wrist, but while she's in, like, they're checking to make sure it's not broken. So she's stuck. She can't go anywhere. And they're in the fucking, like, x-ray room, whatever the fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Brain's not working. And,
It's an X-ray.
yeah. And the doctor's like, "Okay, like, Mr. Hunter, you really should leave the room, you know, because," and Wren's like, "Yeah, radiation, I know, I'm not leaving." So Wren stands in there while she gets the x-ray done, even though the doctor even leaves the room.
Well, he could go stand on the other side of the wall that he could see her.
Yes, but no, he had to stay in there with her. Anyway, so he's in there with her, and she's talking to him, and he basically ends up getting her to admit why she pushes herself so hard, and she does admit that it's because she has to prove that she's the right choice. And he's like, "What the hell do you mean by that?" And she basically means that she was chosen because her dad chose her out of all the kids at the orphanage. And so he's like, "Okay, yeah, but like clearly you're the right choice." She goes, "Yeah, well, like I feel like I have to prove it." And he goes, "Well, I'll always choose you no matter what." But it's just such a cute moment. And then later on we end up finding out Peach's dad is running for mayor. And so
The
Peach,
older one.
the older, yeah, because her dads have like a
The younger one was like a movie star.
20-year age gap or something. He was a movie star in Italy. She
Yeah.
makes that very clear. An
Yes.
Italian movie star for a
Yes.
few years in his early 20s.
Yes, so he was just a hot Italian man, and she has an older dad.
So anyway, her dad, the American one, Dad Sanderson, he is running for mayor. And he needs like their family to look perfect, even though he constantly cheats on his husband.
Yeah.
Who then in turn calls Peach and saying he's gonna leave her dad every like 2 to 3 weeks.
And the other one calls her and said, "He cheated on me again."
Yeah, and then the other one's like Peach, or she'll like be like, "Dad, like come on, just stop cheating on him, and you'll show up for shit," because he
Mhm.
doesn't show up to like this charity event or whatever. And he's like, "I'm not talking about that with you," because he goes, "Unlike my husband, I'm not involving you in our drama," which he's not wrong about, but also you are by saying
Yes.
it in that way.
And he's also calling her saying, "I'm leaving him."
No, the other one's calling saying I'm leaving him. It's the other dad that says I'm not involving you in this
Oh, yeah.
drama. Yeah. Anyway, so she ends up having to go to this like charity event, whatever. And because it's in Stoneview, Ella, Chris, Achilles, Wren, and Alex are all there.
Does I go with her?
No. Because I hate that shit.
Yeah.
So
But
at one
Alex
point,
only goes just because her friends are there.
yeah, at one
'Cause
point
her dad's gone, so she doesn't have to do anything
Yeah.
anymore.
At one point, Peach follows this guy she knows from school into a like bathroom area, because he may have drugs for her, and she's like kind of flirting with him, and he's flirting back, and he's like, "You're trouble," and she goes, "What the hell do you mean?" And then Wren comes into the room and is like, "You need to get the hell out of here," blah blah blah, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna threaten me off of her like you have everybody else at school," and she goes, "I'm sorry, what?" So basically, since their sophomore year, Wren has told everybody to stay away from Peach. And the only ones that have flirted with her are the brave ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, brave enough to face this wrath.
And
she
Elijah.
Yeah, she goes, what the hell? Like, why the hell are you doing this, Ren? He goes, I told you I did it. And she goes, I thought you were fucking joking. Like, I didn't think you were serious. Anyway, he scares the guy off, pulls her into the kitchen.
It's giving Garrett Graham with the hands off rule.
Mm-hmm. But he pulls her into the kitchen, and then she tries to. So when Peach gets angry, she likes to grab things and hit people with them. And she wasn't paying attention. She grabbed a meat hook and tried to hit Ren with it. He did in fact catch it. Yeah, no, she's cray. Anyway, so he then kisses her. He says he's done waiting, and he kisses her. And she's like, what the fuck? She's like, who is this psycho? Because he's like holding the meat hook like up to her like neck and is like kissing her. And she's like, this is not the Ren I know. What the hell is going on?
This is the first time
they've ever kissed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes when she's really angry, he calms her down by giving her orgasms, but just with his fingers. They've never done anything else. Yeah.
That's why I had to double check. So I'm like, I know there's more shit going on, but like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, all their friends think that they fucked, but they've never actually fucked or even kissed. Yeah. Anyway, so then she like goes back into the partying, and she's like, what the fuck? And then Wren goes outside because Achilles then has to calm Wren down, and this is when we find out that snapping means that sometimes Wren he turns from Wren into a murdering psychopath.
The Reaper.
Yes.
The
So when
Reaper
he
has shown
snaps, that's what happens. And
If
Achilles
you guys
is
have
like,
read Rose's duet, how Lick turns into Kill, Wren turns into the Reaper.
yeah. So basically, Achilles is like, how the hell fuck did you almost snap? Like, you could have like hurt Peach, because I would never hurt Peach. It doesn't matter what the fuck happens. If I snap, I would have gone for someone else. He goes, like, the guy trying to sell her drugs, he goes, poor guy barely got away with his life. And he's like, shut the fuck up, Achilles. Anyway, so they go back into the party. And they never should have gone outside, because when they walk in, Peach is fighting with some guy from their school named Caleb. Now, I personally wanted to be Peach in this moment, because I
always want to be Peach.
No, I also wanted to hurt this man. So basically, she was fighting with this guy because he said playing lacrosse is the same as a woman going through domestic abuse, because he's getting tackled on the field. She goes, oh, so if I punch you in the head right now, it'd be the same as you getting punched or getting taken down on the field. He goes, no, it's not, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like fighting with him. He goes, wow, if that bitch was annoying as you, I could see why he fucking hit her so much. And he goes, are you fucking kidding me? And Ren's like, uh-oh, here we go. And then she broke the glass of her champagne over his head and punched him in the face. And then he pushed her backwards. Ren's watching this whole thing like, oh, fuck, here we go again. Because then she tackles him to the ground like a goddamn linebacker, gets on top of him and goes to wail again. But Wren pulls her off finally. This girl has a sprained wrist. She is punching with that wrist. Yeah. Anyway, and so she's
That was
like,
his only excuse to get her to stop. He said, bro, your wrist.
no, he couldn't even, it didn't even use that. She wasn't listening to shit. He had to pull her off while she's screaming, he fucking died for what the fuck he said. She was pissed. Anyway, and the guy's like, no, Wren, let her go. Like, she wants to fight me. Let's see how that fucking goes. Oh, he's like, oh, so you're so okay with hitting a fucking woman then? And Wren gets angry. And he goes, you want to fight? You can fight me. And the guy's like, backs away.
He's like,
Wren's like, that's what I fucking thought. Hands him a drink and is like, enjoy your night, and like walks off with Peach, gets her in the car. And the entire car ride home, Peach just keeps saying how she wants Caleb dead. And then he doesn't take her home. He takes her to his family's house in Stoneview, puts her in his bed, grabs some Scrabble pieces, and leaves the house. And as he does, he whispers, you're right, Peach. He does deserve to die. And the next thing we know, Wren is back outside of the place they just left, standing with Achilles in the shadows. And Achilles is like, dude, come on, I'm tired. Like, I want to go to bed, and Christy's gonna come over. And Wren's like, oh yeah, you want to go to sleep or you want to go get in bed with Christy? He goes, it doesn't matter. He's like, come on, I'm getting bored here, all because someone hurt your precious, like, Peach, whatever.
Princess Peach.
And Achilles just keeps going, have you Snapchat? Have you Snapchat? Have you Snapchat? And then Peach is like, shut up. Or Wren's like, shut up. And then Achilles like looks at him with like this grin, and Ren's like, "What?" And he goes, "You sound like Peach," which means that he's close to snapping, because usually Ren is like
Achilles
nicer.
is like,
He's such like
he's
he
such
loves to
little,
antagonize
yeah.
it.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
such a little shit.
Well, then the guy comes out of the building, and Ren like goes up to him and he starts talking to him, like trying to get him to like say something bad about Peach, so that he can fully snap. And once he does snap, Achilles is like, "Ooh, I take it back. I'm not tired anymore. I love when you snap. I have to admit, I'm completely fangirling right now." Like, okay, Achilles. Okay, buddy.
Psycho. Love him.
Anyway, so they take Caleb into the woods, where Ren finally fully snaps and beats Caleb to death against a tree. Then Achilles carves a circle into him so that the circle will cover it up, because that's something we learned that if you do,
Yeah.
the circle will cover the murder up for you. And then Ren slips ILU down Caleb's throat, and he always leaves the U on the tongue, because everything he does is for Peach. I love you.
We are recording this after we interviewed Lola King.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little sneak peek into our interview,
We asked about the Scrabble pieces.
and we're like, what inspired this? She goes, I played Scrabble one time in my life, and the one time I was like, wonder what would happen if you just shoved them down your throat. And this is
No,
Wren
she
Hunter
yeah,
response.
she specifically said it would be super fucked up if someone shoved this down the throat.
Yep.
And said, well, obviously I can't do this in real life, so let's just make it happen in
So,
my book.
thus, Wren Hunter and his Scrabble pieces.
That's where that came from. I got it. There's questions that I come up with after we interview, and there's just a lot of other shit
Yeah.
that happens. And I'm like, oh, I can't believe I didn't ask where that idea came from. Because
I should have asked about Kill.
Ethan singing.
I
forgot about that.
Kill and the Joker smiles.
Like, there's some weird inspiration things going on here. I'm like,
Yeah.
with the Scrabble pieces, like, there's some other shit I gotta, like,
Yeah.
where did you get the idea
Yeah.
for Chris's entire
Being.
being?
Yeah.
But no, it's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so
It's fucked up,
it's
actually.
so fucked up. But anyway,
The violin.
the violin.
How he composes his fucking things.
Oh my god, we'll get to that.
I
Don't worry,
just
guys.
Now I'm thinking about the fucked up shit.
Yeah. So anyway, so the next morning, Peach wakes up in Ren's bedroom and is like, what the fuck's going on? Ren's not in his bed. And she's like walking around his room and she finds his shirt with blood all over it. And then she finds like a piece of paper with Caleb's name written on it. And she's like, what? What the hell is that about? And then Ren comes out of the bathroom. He's basically like trying to distract her, whatever, get her out of the house. And then it's announced by Hermes that Caleb's body, after he gets her out of the house, by the way, they've left the house already. And he's like about to drop her off at hers. And all of a sudden, Hermes sends a post that Caleb's body was found. And that there were Scrabble pieces in the throat. And so A, Hermes outed the murder.
Mm-hmm.
And B, mentioned the Scrabble pieces. So Peach immediately turns to Ren
I was like,
and is like, Ren, did you kill Caleb? Because she'd just gone in a fight with him and there's Scrabble pieces down this guy's throat. And there was blood on his shirt.
And his name's written on a piece of paper?
Yeah. She goes, did you kill him? He goes, it's amazing the things I would do for you, isn't it, Peach? Or sorry, I take it back. He goes, it's amazing the things I would do for you, isn't it, Trouble? Because that's what he calls her. And she's like, what the fuck? She ends up running for him while he's chasing her. And then she gets in the house and she goes, okay, he didn't follow me. He didn't break down the door. Oh my god, Ren, that's a horrible joke. Like, she thinks it's a joke now. The next thing she knows, there's a hand around her mouth and he goes, did you really just try to run from me, Trouble? And she goes, oh shit, he wasn't kidding. Well, they go and they have sex again. Because he
Again.
did fuck her at the house. I
Yeah.
forgot to mention. Yeah. And then we also find out that the reason when Ren snaps, so the reason for the paper was that he doesn't remember shit. He blacks out when he snaps and can't remember the next day. And
So his, what, subconscious is like, ooh, I need to remember this and write it down on a piece of paper.
Yeah, so basically, Psycho Wren writes it on a piece of paper and falls asleep with it in his hand, so the next day, regular Wren knows that he killed that person. Yeah.
It's like split personalities.
Yeah, it literally is. They're leaving messages to each other.
Yeah.
Crazy! And then, so now Peach is, like, pissed at Wren and is, like, kind of scared of Wren and is like, what the fuck? And he mentioned something about if she got an invite, and she's like, an invite to what? What the fuck are you talking about? And he goes, you made the wrong choice, Peach. You made the wrong choice, Peach. Like, and then he leaves and she's really fucking confused. Well, she gets an invite later that night to initiate, and it was signed by her Hyperion. So that's somebody. And she's like confused as fuck, and she thinks it's a Zayat party, which is like their sorority house or whatever.
Mhm.
So she texts it to the group chat with Ella and Alex. Well, Alex doesn't know what the fuck it is, but Ella calls her, freaking the fuck out, and is like, do not move, do not go anywhere, I'm coming to the house. And the next thing she knows, Ella and Chris are there, and they're like, you cannot fucking go to this place.
Mm-hmm.
And Peach is like, why, what the fuck? And they tell her enough about the secret. I did it again. The silent circle to try to convince her not to go, whatever. So Peach decides she's not going. And then Ella's like, okay, well, I have to go do this. And Chris is like, I have to be at initiation. They're like, but do not leave this house. Oh, and you can't tell Alex. Well, then she gets a text from Hermes, and it's a photo of her with Ania just before Ania died at the place of Ania's death. And he goes, if you don't go to initiations tonight, I'll release this photo. So she goes to initiation. She gets there. Chris is pissed the fuck off when he sees her, but he still helps her because it's still Ella's like best friend.
Yeah.
So he doesn't let her drink the wine. So she's not drugged while she's doing it,
as much as she would like to be.
Yeah, and then he tries to fight off as many people as possible while running through, because obviously he's not interested in catching any Aphrodites anyway.
Yeah.
So he tries to fight as many people off. At one point, Elijah and Wren's dad does grab her.
So fucked that Wren's dad did that.
And she's like, never fucking touch me again. Like, stay the fuck away from me, and ends up getting away. Well, Chris is like, whatever. Well, she finally gets to the center of the maze. When she gets to the center of the maze, she sees Elijah. And that's who she wants to go to, because right now, Wren's been fucking lying to her. He's been murdering people. Like, she doesn't want to be with Wren. So she's like, Elijah. He goes, Peach, stay put. Don't let anyone grab you. Like, I'm coming. Well, Elijah finally gets up to her, and they're having a conversation and talking. Well, the rule is someone has to grab you. They have to be holding on to you for you to either A, be their Hera or their Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Well, too distracted by their conversation, all of a sudden someone grabs Peach's hand, and it's Wren, and she's his Hera.
And Elijah's like, brother.
Elijah's like, she chose me. She was here with me first. He goes, you didn't grab her, and that's the rules, isn't it? So she's my Hera, and you're never touching her ever. Yeah. And then so she tries to make a run for it,
and I kind of liked how they made Ella and Aphrodite, so you understand what that process is. And you made Peach a Hera, so like you understand like what that process is. So like you get like a full good look at this fucked up secret circle, silent circle, whatever the
Except
fuck
we
circle.
didn't get a full look at what the Heras would have done.
Yeah.
Because Peach makes a run for it, and Wren has to catch her, and then he drags her back inside and tells her that she has to submit, and she like refuses to agree with him, whatever. And he goes, go into that room and trying to keep you safe right now. You may not trust me right now, but like you need to listen to me.
Yeah.
So he gets her into the room, and she's pissed because technically the Heras are allowed to shower and change into ball gowns, but because she was too busy fighting Wren, she's still wearing her dirty see-through dress. So they're at the thing, and she notices that all the Heras have to kneel as they agree. And she refuses to kneel to anyone. So when it comes to their turn, she runs. Again. Well, now Wren has to catch her before security does, but he doesn't catch her before 3 other shadows do, and they hit her.
Yeah.
And then Wren grabs her and acts like he's fine with what they did, because technically
He has to. And
then he's like, come with me, we have to go to Zeus's office now, which is Achilles' dad. And she goes, no, like, I'm not fucking doing this. And he goes, if you do this, I'll find your birth parents. She goes, Ren, you can't fucking hold that over my head. What the fuck? Well,
He
he's like, I
does.
can and I will. So
It's
she-
honestly like the kind of only fucked up thing he kind of ever did to her.
yeah. Yeah. But he wasn't, but at that point, she was initiated.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like with Ella where Achilles' dad had a soft spot for her. Achilles' dad hates Peach.
Yeah.
So there was no way in hell that would have ended with anything besides her death or her being forced to be an Aphrodite.
What? Why does he hate Peach and why does he not?
Because he
hate
thinks
Ella?
she talks too much to be a woman.
Right.
She doesn't know her place. Ella's like
Docile.
docile and like wants to just is a people pleaser. Peach is not a people pleaser.
No.
So it drives
And he
Achilles'
would
dad
probably
crazy.
know that she could possibly like aid in bringing them down if she hates it.
Yeah.
She'd be very vocal about it, whereas Ella would just kind of be like, "Oh, this fucking sucks."
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so they go in, whatever. She agrees to be his Hera. So they do their like little thing, and then Ren has to go away for a week, and the entire week, Achilles like keeps tabs on her like the entire time, like sending updates to Ren. So Achilles will text something to Ren, and then Ren will respond and be like, you can't do this. She goes, what the fuck, Achilles? Like, we're supposed to all be friends. He goes, we're all friends. I'm just keeping you safe.
Yeah.
And she's like, really? Like, seriously? Well, anyway, while he's away, she runs into Elijah and his Hera, who is Camilla.
You know, the age difference is quite crazy. on that
What the
one.
fuck is she still doing there?
Yeah. Like, she's Jake and Jamie's age.
So Chris is 2 years older than Ella, technically 3 years older than the rest of them.
Ella missed a grade. Ella
Which
was
is why
held
he's
back.
2 years older than Ella, but 3 years older than the rest of them. Anyway, which means that Camilla is 4 years older than Elijah.
Yep.
Yeah.
She should be long fucking gone by now.
She must be in post-grad for something.
But I'm surprised that she'd even be able to initiate.
Well, you can be invited whenever to be
I
a
guess
Hera
so,
and
yeah.
Aphrodite. Anyway, and then they like invite her to this party that Camilla's throwing or whatever, and she shows up and Achilles is there, and then she ends up getting a text threatening her from Ren that she's never to speak to Elijah again. So then she just like secretly meets with him.
Yeah.
So she does not stop talking to Elijah.
She has a weird soft spot for him.
Mm-hmm. Like
She's not like that with anybody else.
no. And she like feels bad if she was to cut him off or whatever. And then Ren does find something, and it's Peach's birth certificate. So she knows her original last name. So her name was Penelope Anderson, and her parents' names were Sari Rose O'Malley Anderson and Keith Anderson. But when you Google them, they don't show up. And Ren's like, I couldn't find anything else, and blah, blah, blah. And then he tells her that she's his home. So cute. And then a few days later, Elijah pulls her into a bathroom and is like, where the fuck have you been? Like, I haven't been able to find you, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, sorry, like, it's just been like a rough few days or whatever, because she went into this like depression after finding out that she couldn't find like where they were or whatever. And he's like what's going on? And she's like, oh, Ren's trying to find like my birth parents, but like he can't find them. He asked the circle for help, but all they were able to get is my birth record certificate, thank you. And Elijah's just like, no, he's definitely lying to you. And she goes, no, he wouldn't do that. And he goes, well, give me 2 weeks. If I can't find more than that, then maybe I'm wrong and you're right. And she's like, okay. Like, she doesn't believe that Ren's lying to her at all. So Ren and her like kind of like officially become together, and they're like actually dating because she wants to be with him and not from force anymore. Well, that's a lie. The reason they became public is because he saw her with Elijah at a bar and he kissed her in front of everybody. Yeah, which ticked her off. Then he took her to dinner and she blacks out at dinner, which is weird. This is the second time she's seen Elijah and then blacked out after, but swears she didn't take any drugs. So it's really weird. And then while Wren was away, he did kill somebody for the circle, and that person had a dog, and this is just really cute. And Peach ends up finding the dog at Wren's because he didn't know what to do with it yet. And she falls in love with it, so he's like, I guess we're keeping it. So they get a dog! And he calls it Little Sausage. I don't know the dog's
I
actual
don't
name.
recall the dog being in Tormentor.
Me either, to be honest.
Like, at all.
It wasn't mentioned.
No.
So I have no idea. The dog wasn't mentioned very much in this either.
Yeah.
You just knew that they had it. You didn't see it a hell of a lot. And then also Peach admits that she knew the entire time Wren was watching her in her sleep. Because she'd woken up one time, thought it was a dream, and then woke up again the next time and just let it happen because she thought it made her feel safe. But also she told him he was creepy.
It's both.
Yeah.
Like, you know he's not gonna hurt you, but it's like, why the fuck are you watching me?
Yeah. Like, it's a little weird, dude. Like, how did you never wonder why she didn't question on the nights when she didn't black out? Why her stuff was all of a sudden cleaned up and, like, all that? Like, come on, dude. Yeah. And then Wren is like, okay, like, stay here. I have to go to the temple tonight. Well, Hermes sends her another threat and tells her that she needs to secretly follow Wren to the temple. And while Wren's doing whatever he does at the temple, she goes down and finds the Aphrodite rooms and goes to try to help an Aphrodite. And she's caught by this guy Miles from their school and his dad. And they start, like, trying to take her into a room to punish her because Heras aren't allowed in the temple without their shadow. Anyway, Wren finds them and he claims he'll punish her or whatever. And then, surprise, surprise, the next morning, Wren wakes up with a note in his hand saying Miles and Miles' dad have been killed. Shocking! Oh, and also, those people that beat Penelope up back when she ran away on Initiation Day, yeah, they're dead too. Interesting. And then Wren admits that he killed his uncle Vincent when he was a kid, and that's why his family's scared of him. So we finally figure out that's what happened. Vincent and his dad were horrible to Wren. They would, like, beat him and stuff, but he had never snapped before. The day that he snapped was because Vincent had seen Peach at the, like, what do rich people go to? The country club. And he made a comment about how she had a nice ass but needed to learn to shut up. And Wren snapped, broke into the room that his dad, Elijah, and Vincent were in and killed Vincent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are men so disgusting?
I don't know, but that was the first person Wren killed, so literally everybody's ever killed besides who he's forced to for the circle is because of Peach.
As he should.
But Wren can only kill when he snaps, so even when he's forced to do it because of the circle, he, like, forces them to say something bad about Peach so that he'll snap. So that he can still say it's for Peach.
Yeah.
It's the only way that he'll kill someone is if it's for Peach.
I mean,
it's so cute. It's so cute. Yeah, it's quite literally touch her or talk about her and die. Yeah. Anyway.
In a negative way.
Keep her name out of your mouth, then you'll live.
Yeah.
So, just,
I mean, any man that tells a woman she should shut up probably deserves it. So.
Yep. Then a few days later at school, Elijah ends up pulling Peach to the side again. But this time he does have information that Wren didn't tell her. And it's that he was able to find out that her mother was murdered. That her birth mother was murdered. And he's like, there's no way Wren doesn't know about it, Peach. Like, he definitely knows. Well, Chris and Achilles snitched on her for talking to Elijah in the hallway and sent a photo to Wren. So Wren shows up, pins Elijah against the wall. Well, Elijah starts saying shit. And Wren snaps and tries to kill his brother in the middle of the fucking school. And Chris has to, like, pull him off and, like, get him to calm down. And then Wren and Peach get into a huge fight because he admits that he did know about her mother being
He
dead.
didn't want to hurt her.
But he didn't want to hurt her. He's like, I already saw what just not even knowing where they were did to you.
Yeah.
Like, knowing your mother was murdered and, like, riddled with bullets. Like, you're telling me that wouldn't have hurt you more? Like, he's like, I didn't want to hurt you. He goes, well, you fucking hurt me by lying about it. Well,
It's
only
a
because
double-edged
Elijah
sword. It's a
opened his
double-edged
goddamn
sword.
mouth.
It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like, what do you do? In
Tell
that
the
case.
truth, it'll hurt you, or lie, and it'll hurt you. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. But the lie hurt less until Elijah opened his goddamn mouth. Well, then Peach has to hide from him because clearly she lives next door to him and he knows how to break in.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not going to go to Ella's. And she obviously isn't going to go to Achilles since Achilles lives with Wren. So she goes and hides out at Zai and Alex's house. All the way on the North Shore. And then we end up finding out that Zai knows about the Secret Circle.
Yeah.
And they were like talking about it without fully saying what it was. And Alex is like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, why are you scared of Wren, Zai? Like, what the fuck? Like, he's like, I'm not scared of Wren, but if I was to kill Wren, if he ever did anything, we would have to flee the country because some very bad people would be after us. And she goes, what the fuck are you talking about? Wren's not associated with anyone but me and my friends. Are you scared of me and my friends?
Like, oh, Alex, you sweet, sweet, sweet soul.
Mm-hmm. And then Peach gets a message from Hermes saying, you know, about the secret catacombs under the school. Well, you need to go to them. So she goes to leave, but as she's leaving, because I couldn't remember, because in Loving the Tormentor, Zai and Alex are both aware of the Silent Circle. And I couldn't remember how Alex found out. So Zai must have told her. Because as Peach leaves, she says, Zai, you're not a part of it. So you can tell her whatever you want to tell her about it. Because he can't be murdered for saying something,
well,
whereas
Alex
they
probably,
can.
at one point, she was like, what the fuck is going on, guys?
Yeah, because everyone knows something she doesn't.
Yeah.
But the ones a part of the circle can't tell her about the circle. Thankfully, thanks to Nate, Zai knows about it, and Zai told Alex.
Because Nate is all knowing.
Yeah. Anyway, so when she goes down into the catacombs, though, there's like all these shadows down there with their Heras, and they're like torturing their Heras. And they're like, ooh, looks like Wren finally accepted our invite, until they realize she's alone. And so they start torturing Pete. Anyway, and then Wren obviously ends up bursting down there with Achilles, and they get her out of there. I'm not sure how Wren found her down there, to be honest, but Wren and Achilles show up.
They were down there for a reason.
I don't know. No, they like knew she'd gone down there. They weren't previously in there.
No.
And then so she gets him out, and then he goes, why the fuck would you go down to somewhere like that? Like, you don't know what's going on. She admits that Hermes has been blackmailing her because she killed Ania. And as she's like passing out, Achilles goes, I knew she killed her. Like, okay. And then the next morning, Wren wakes up with another note in his hand. And there was 4 men down there, but only 3 men are dead because it was just announced on the news, and the other one's in a coma and could wake up. Well, Peach starts going on and on about how the men deserve to die and blah blah blah. But the only death she regretted her dying, talking about Ania. And Wren finally clues into place, and he goes, Trouble? How long have you been murdering men and making me think I was doing it? Basically, besides the men...
How crazy is that sentence, though? How long have you been murdering people and making me think I was the one killing them?
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
in actuality, like, how crazy is that sentence?
No, it's psychotic.
Literally, they took the words out of it.
Yeah. But so basically, the only people Wren has killed is the people for the circle and Caleb. After Caleb, he hasn't touched any of these men. It's all been Peach.
Yeah.
And he goes,
So
how the fuck?
The ones that, obviously, that night in the catacombs, and
There's a few other ones.
Miles, and...
There's some guy named Josh that said something to her at one point.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, anyway, so yes, she's killed a lot of men. 6, to be exact. And one's in a coma.
So,
And now she's the one at risk,
6.5.
not Wren. And so he's like, hey, wait, what the fuck? Like, how have you been doing this? And she's like, well, I would just wait for them to get drunk, or I would drug them or catch them off guard. She's like, it really wasn't that hard. And she goes, and once I found out that you blacked out, it didn't even remember your kills. It just made it so much easier for me. All I had to do was remember the Scrabble pieces. And that's why, because Achilles had been getting mad at Wren because the circles hadn't been drawn on the bodies, and that's why the bodies were actually getting found by the cops and everything.
Yeah.
And it was because it wasn't Wren, and that was the one part she didn't know to do.
Yeah.
But she followed his MO completely other than that.
Yeah.
She made it look like they were beaten. She beat them, just not with her own fists. But yeah, and she was tricking her boyfriend into thinking he was killing all these people. He's honestly so proud of her, and they tell each other they love each other so much. But then he locks her into a room so he can go deal with the Dustin thing.
Dustin is the one in the coma.
Dustin's the one in the coma. But before he can leave the house, Achilles and him are about to go deal with it. And then Achilles' dad and Wren's dad show up. And they're like, you need to stop fucking killing people in the circle. Like, you can't keep killing circle members. And obviously Wren can't say anything. And they're like, why are you killing these people? He goes, I don't know, I don't remember. Like, because he snaps and he doesn't remember.
Yeah, he's not lying.
No. But now he is, because, like, of them. And they're like, well, don't worry. Like, when Dustin wakes up, like, we'll get the answer from him. And Wren's like, okay.
Ugh.
And they're like, you need to stop killing people in the circle, though. And he goes, well, I don't really control it. And in his head, he's like, we cannot be in the circle anymore, because as long as Peach is in the circle, she's going to keep killing people.
Yeah.
Because there's constantly going to be men putting her at risk.
Yeah. It's either going to be him or her.
Mm-hmm. So then Achilles and Wren call Zai, because if anyone can help them make a body disappear, it's Zai. So Zai calls Nate. And they all show up at Nate's, and Wren and Achilles get to meet Nate. Well, just so you know,
I fucking love this part.
Achilles and Nyx meet each other for the first time. She, like, fangirls.
Not that he remembers.
Nope. But she fangirls over him because he plays the violin, and so does she. But he's, like, this, like,
he's a
violin prodigy. Yeah. Well, not only that, it's so funny because Livy and Leah run up to Wren and start fighting over who gets to marry him when they get older. And Nate keeps threatening. No, he keeps threatening Wren's life if his daughters don't walk away from him. And he goes, "What the hell do you want me to do? Like, what do I do?"
He's like, "I will kill your Prince Charming that you want to marry."
No, they're like holding on to his legs, and Kay's like, "Nate, calm down." He goes, "No, Kayla,
he's not doing anything."
He's like, "No, little sunflower." She's like, what do you expect him to do? Like, our daughters are like holding on to his legs. It was so funny. Like, I love that part so much. Anyway, so then he agrees to like help get rid of the body, and then it switches over as Wren and Achilles and them are leaving. It switches over to Peach's POV, and she's at this fundraiser for her dad, and she's like waiting for Wren to show up, and he's still not there, and it's kind of weird that he's not there yet.
She's kind of pissed.
And then Elijah's there, so she like walks away with Elijah, and they're like drinking or whatever, and then she's like, "Oh, I don't feel so well," and like she's like dizzy and stuff. He goes, "That might have something to do with the sedative I put in your drink." And she goes, "What?" And he goes, "Just go to sleep, like everything will be fine." And then she wakes up
fucking hate Elijah.
Later, tied up, and she's like, "Holy shit, I feel just like I do after my blackout." She goes, "I haven't been blacking out for months. Like, this is like Elijah's been fucking drugging me." Yep. Yeah. So anyway, Elijah's psychotic, and Elijah tells her, "Yeah, I have to admit I lied to you about a few things, actually. So one, I also know where your dad is, your bio dad. Yeah, he's still alive. And I also lied about what I do for the circle, because Elijah told her he was just an accountant, that he wasn't anything dangerous or anything like that. Elijah and his dad, both of their jobs in the circle is the sex trade, is to find women and sell them. And they sell them to her bio dad, who then sells them out from there. Because her bio dad's in the mafia, whatever, like, not really that surprising. Like, once you knew he was in the mafia, like, okay, cool, whatever. But anyway, so I guess he, not only is Elijah pissed that she ended up picking Wren over her. But he's also pissed off, or him and his dad are pissed off at her dad right now because apparently he hasn't been going through some of their deals or whatever, and thinks he can outdo them and all this stuff, because technically they are below her dad. Like, her dad is way above them when it comes to that side of the world, whatever. And he's been pissing us off, so what better way to teach him a lesson than to sell his precious daughter? So basically her bio dad does know about her and he knows where she is, and they know it will piss him off. And she's like, what the fuck? And then they bring her into this room, and Wren is tied to a post with zip ties, and he's been beaten so badly he can barely open his eyes. And they basically found out the killings were because of Peach, so everyone's calling him a traitor and all this shit. And they're like, we kill traitors, we need them dead. Everyone in the circle wants both of them dead. And Elijah and his dad are no, trust me, dying with the love of his life would be
good for him.
He would love that. That wouldn't be a punishment. No, a punishment would be for you guys to let us sell her, and for him to live on knowing that she was sold and not know where she is. And then so everyone agrees to that, whatever, and as they're taking her out of the room to go and fucking sell her, Wren is shouting at her, promise that you'll hold on for me, promise, promise, promise. And she finally promises, and he goes, write it on your arm, because they write on their arm when they make a promise to each other. They've been doing it since they were kids. So cute. Anyway, so she ends up in this limo with Elijah and his dad, and they're trying to kidnap her, whatever. And she admits to both of them that she's the one who's been murdering all those men. And they're like, what the fuck? She goes, it's really not that hard. And she tells them her whole thing, but she's tied up. She can't actually hurt either of them right now, but she wants to. And then Eugene Duval, Achilles' dad, calls Monty Hunter, who is Wren's dad, and is like, the fucking psychopath just fucking burnt down the temple. He's killing them all. And Monty's like, what are you talking about? We had him tied up. What's going on? He's like, he fucking broke free. He's killing everybody. He set fire to the temple. It's all burning down. And he's like, what? And the next thing he knows, Eugene Duval is no longer on the other end of the line, and it's now Wren. He must have just knocked out Eugene.
Well, it's Achilles' dad. He probably doesn't think he's that bad.
Probably more likely that he just wouldn't kill Achilles' dad and knows that if Achilles wants him dead, he'll do it himself. Anyway, so next thing it's Wren. He goes, come on, Dad, you really should have known the zip ties weren't gonna hold me back. And Peach is like, he snapped. And he really did, because then he rams his car into the side of the limo and flips them. Knowing Peach is in there, but knowing it's also the only way he's going to be able to stop it. He did feel bad for the driver who died on impact, but
sometimes you win some, and sometimes you lose some.
So anyway, he kills his father. Well, after he gets Peach out of the limo, he tells her to stay put and out of way, and he kills his dad. And he goes, how does it feel knowing that I killed your brother, and soon I'm gonna kill your other son, Dad? How does it feel? Kills his dad, and Elijah starts shooting at him, and he gets Elijah to the ground, and Elijah fires off another shot, and he goes, really, you're the one shooting, but you're also the one who's gonna die, not me. And he takes the gun out of Elijah's hand and shoots Elijah in the head. And then he stands up and starts patting down his body, because he's like, okay, I know he got a shot off. What the hell? And he goes, I'm not hurt. Whatever, it's fine. He turns around, and Peach is like, Wren. And there's blood everywhere. She got shot. And he's like, I told you to stay put. No, why didn't you stay put? And it's guys, I'm telling you, the first time I read this, sobbing my eyes out.
You're also probably pretty happy because Peach is about to get out of the way and your man's about to become a free agent.
Of course I wasn't happy. Wren was upset. And I really do love Peach. She's just probably my favorite. She's the only reason why I wouldn't kill her to take Wren. Anyway, so I was like, no, they're I was sobbing when I read it the first time. Anyway, obviously she wakes up in the hospital and is she's fine. But the entire time that she was out, he kept writing, I promise, I promise, I promise on her arm. Because he was making her, even though she's asleep, promise that she would wake up. And then he kept writing, I promise on his arms that he would change and be good for her and do whatever she wanted if she would just wake up.
Yeah. So cute.
Yeah. And then they get out of the circle because everyone's scared of Wren. But like they're all like on a tight leash.
Yeah.
Like, you're not involved in it anymore. We're not gonna call on you, but don't do anything again or we're gonna come and kill both of you.
Yeah.
So they're out, but they're not out. So it's like a
They're just
like a
on the outer
catch-22.
circle, not on
Mhm.
the inner circle.
anyway. And then during this time, I forgot to mention, when Peach was at Zai and Alex's, Zai said, do you have a sister? And Peach is like, no, I'm an only child, adopted. Like,
I don't
remember?
fucking know.
like, I've known you for years now. You and Alex
Yeah.
have been together for how long? And he goes, oh, sorry, like, you just, like, reminded me of someone. And she's like, how many times have you seen me and you're just now realizing I look like someone? Who is it? He goes, no, it's not possible. She's like in her 30s. She's like, well, I'm adopted. Like, we don't know how possible this is.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know, you just like really look like her, whatever. Well, he was right. She is in fact related to someone that Zai knows, but not only Zai, Nate knows her, Kay knows her.
We've met her before.
We've met her 1,000 times because her name's Lucky. The psychopath.
The one that Billy thought.
Fake kidnapped Kay because Kay was working with her to try to kill Nate.
Yeah.
But really, she saved Nate. She was also in Jake and Jamie's book. She was also in Rose's duet. Lucky's been around for forever. And she's Peach's goddamn bio sister.
Yeah.
Well, Peach obviously
She goes by
wants to know
Lucky
her sister.
O'Malley, doesn't she?
Yeah, that's her last name.
It's her mom's
Name. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, Peach finds out that she keeps like kind of like searching into whatever. Nate gives her all the information he can give her because he knows them.
Yeah.
Because
So
he
he's like,
grew
I
up.
don't know where she is. Like, I wouldn't fuck
He-
with her. She's
yeah.
a little scary.
But he like grew up in that world, whatever. So he
Yeah.
gave them some information, which is basically that, the information that they got was that her mom was murdered, and then her like shortly after Peach was born, and then Peach's dad knew that there was no way he could raise like a baby girl in the world he was in without his wife. There was no way he could do it.
Yeah.
So he drove and took her to an orphanage and left her there.
Yeah.
Because he knew it would be best for her. And the reason he kept Lucky was because she was already old enough to know what was going on and was already immersed in the world.
Yeah, she would
There
have
was-
been like if she's
yeah.
in her 30s, she'd probably be like 8
Yeah.
to 10, probably at least.
Yeah, so there was no out for Lucky, whereas there was for Peach. So he
Yeah.
got her out. And so, but Peach continued to search for her sister. And 10 months after the whole incident, Lucky shows up.
And just says, you need to stop looking for me.
Like, stop looking for me. Like, you're not gonna like what you find. Like, you're gonna get like.
Yeah.
Like, I'm involved in dangerous shit. I don't want to fucking know you.
Yeah.
Leave me the fuck alone. And then after she leaves, Wren comes in there and he goes, who was that? Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on? She goes, that was my sister. He goes, oh my god, Peach, like, what happened? Like, how was she? Goes, she's amazing. I love her. Because her sister's also a psychopath, and it makes complete sense why Peach is a serial killer. Because her family is psychotic, and the way that left off, there's no way in hell A, Lucky's not gonna get a book, and B, Peach and Lucky aren't gonna have some sort of relationship.
I think there has to be something when we dive more into the wolves, we dive more into Luciano, like the Italian mafia, like where Bianco, that whole syndicate, I guess you could call it, is all together.
Do you want to hear my theories?
Sure.
So based off of Lucky's interaction with Peach, my one theory is that whoever Lucky ends up with is somehow associated with Peach. and is forced into that. Or this person is somehow associated with something that happens to Peach, and Lucky gets dragged into it because it's her sister. And as much as she hates her, or doesn't hate her, but wants nothing to do with her, it's still like her blood or whatever. And the person is using Peach to threaten Lucky.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how that would happen.
Something to do with Peach will get them.
Be like, you want this? Like, or you want your sister back? Like, do this for me or whatever. I feel like it's going to be something like that.
Or something like, I know who your sister is. Here's photos of her, blah, blah, blah.
But I definitely think Peach is going to have a part of Lucky's story.
Yeah.
Because I do think the way it was written, that there's no way Peach and Lucky won't end up with a relationship by the time this universe is over.
Yeah. But Lucky's also lesbian. So I wonder who the fuck is that ruthless.
Well, Lucky used to sleep with Emma. But Emma's dead.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, who could be that ruthless?
I don't know. I feel like we don't know them yet. But she did say something in the interview about how most of the books she knows that are going to be written, even if it's only for 2 seconds, we've met each partner.
Yeah.
So there's a chance that we have met who Lucky's with. A brief glimpse that we wouldn't even remember. Something. Or whoever Lucky's with is going to show up soon.
Right. Yeah.
Because we also don't know what the next series is. Now that Loving the Tormentor is over, something's next.
Mm-hmm.
And we do know that it is not Luke's books.
Yeah,
Because she said there was
not...
2 series before that happened.
God.
So, Lucky's, I feel like, is going to be one of those 2. If I'm being honest, what I think is going to happen is the second series out of those 2 before Luke's is going to be, the last book is going to be Aaron reconnecting with Emily, and that's how it's going to tie back into Stoneview.
Yeah. But, like, I'm just like, what could be next?
I don't know. There's so much she could do. There's the wolves. There's the...
Well,
you know what,
May
though?
I didn't die in Rose's Duet.
Yeah.
So.
There's also the, Lucianos. Costa Nostra.
Yeah, but Lucky was the only girl there.
But there's other people in that family that could be getting books,
thinking,
too.
Like, who, though?
I don't think Lucky will end up with someone from her world. I think it will be someone from a different world.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I think...
Like, people blackmail, like a wolf blackmailing.
We do know what one of the series is going to be longer than North Shore.
Yeah.
And I think that's either going to be the wolves or the Costa
Nostra?
Yeah. I think those are the only 2 that could be that long.
Or they're just combined, yeah. Yeah. No idea.
Who the hell knows?
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited to find out what the next one is, though.
Okay, well, while we're still on this one, what was your favorite part?
The I Promise written is so cute that they do that. But my favorite part is actually a little flashback to when they were in the 2nd grade and Peach climbs this tree and Alex is like standing on the ground like crying, like, Peach, you're gonna hurt yourself, like, get down, like, what the fuck are you doing? And Peach is like, it's fine, calm down, Alex, we're in the 2nd grade, stop crying. And she goes, and then she's like, where's Ella? And Alex is like, Ella went to get the boys. She goes, oh, not the stinky boys. And then Peach falls out of the tree and she's like bracing herself for like hurting herself. She goes, that was a softer landing than I thought. She goes, but why did the ground make a sound when I landed? And she like, and all of a sudden she opens her eyes and Wren's above her like, were you trying to get yourself killed? And she's like, why are you on the ground? He goes, who do you think caught you? And she's like, oh. And he's like, I'll always catch you, Peach.
She didn't have her
Yeah, I always catch you, Penelope.
Yeah, I was gonna say she didn't have the nickname Peach in grade 2. We did not sexualize children. Putting that out there. I really like how they all get so excited when Wren snaps.
I know.
Achilles, ooh, it's happening, hell yeah, let's go!
Or Peach later on.
He snapped!
Like, it's so excited.
My favorite part was honestly Peach being the secret serial killer.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming. I don't know why. I just didn't. And she's fucking awesome. I love her.
I did
No.
not see that coming, like, truly, like, at all. I know you probably did.
I did. We definitely have text messages where I said Peach is definitely killing people.
Yeah.
But like I do that. Well, we were watching Tell Me Lies yesterday,
Yeah.
and it's the second episode, season 1, so I'm not spoiling anything. And that girl had died in that car accident, and the brother was admitting how he had been there, and he was like crying, he didn't know what to do. And I remembered from episode 1 that I saw 2 months ago that at the wedding, the older brother, Wrigley, was like fucking like super drunk, and really quickly one of them said it's his brother's birthday, give him a break. And I turned to her and I go, his little brother's gonna kill himself, right? And she goes, I fucking hate how intuitive you are, like it's so annoying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know, it's annoying for me too.
Really good with that shit.
Nothing surprises me.
I did not see that coming. Like,
When something like gets me, like shocks me, it really shocks me, because I'm like, holy shit, like
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I know. And I'm so bad with I read things ahead. I want to tell her,
and her face gives everything away. So if this one says to her, "Oh, I bet this happens," her face gives away the answer.
as much as I don't want to tell her, because it's like, wow, I was shocked. I want you to be.
But then she justifies it with, well, she's not really gonna be in shock, she already knows it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
She's just looking to me for confirmation. When really that's exactly what I do. I know that her face will give it away even if she won't tell me, so I'll say it to her if
Yeah.
I'm 98% sure something's gonna happen, just to prove that I'm right.
Yeah. I've just been sending a lot of dots in text messages because I just have no idea how to answer it.
No,
I don't want to
there's
lie.
There's been so many times that I'll send her something, or sometimes she'll flat out tell me, no, you're wrong, that's not it. And then I'll get to that part and I'm like, I thought I was wrong. She goes, well, I couldn't tell you that
Yeah.
you were right.
Yeah. Or it's like, just my response is just keep reading. Just keep
She
reading.
always just says, just keep reading. She doesn't want to say it.
Reading, just keep reading.
No, seriously. I feel like Dory constantly. Just keep going. Stop asking questions. Like, why you'll figure it out in 20 pages. Keep going. Like, keep fucking going.
I'm like, but I
Jesus
already
Christ.
know it. I just want to know I'm right. I just like being right.
Yeah, you'll find out in 20 pages.
But then if I don't ask you about it, how are you supposed to know that I knew it before I got there?
Oh my god.
I have to prove that I knew it
Okay, well
prior.
then, can we make this rule where you need to go? You don't need to answer this, but these are my thoughts. Okay, continue reading now. Bye.
My response later on will still be, ha! I knew it!
That's fine, but it doesn't put me in the tough position of having to answer you. And I feel bad of ignoring your text messages. Then she's gonna be like, well, she's ignoring me. Obviously, I'm right.
I'll tell you guys about it in the next episode, but I did in fact do this with Loving the Tormentor, and she flat out told me I was wrong.
Yeah.
And then later on, I got to that part and I was like, I was right!
Yeah. No, like, seriously, it's like
Because I figured
kind
it
of
out.
annoying.
I
Because it's like,
figured-
Jesus Christ, can you be surprised by anything?
I figured it out like 15% in, and you don't actually find out about it until like 80% in. And she was like, what the? Yeah. Anyway, we'll let you guys go for now, and we'll be back next week with Loving the Tormentor.
My favorite man in Silver Ball.
Yeah, we know, because you spent most of Wren's episode trying to talk about him.
Notice how my favorite part of the book is about Achilles.
Notice how I kept cutting you off when you start talking about Achilles? I'm like, it's not his turn! It's Wren's turn!
Everything's about Achilles.
Well, don't you worry, because Wren had some really cute moments in Achilles' book that I will be bringing up.
But everything's
Chris.
about Achilles.
Oh, yeah, right, Chris
everything's about
exists.
Achilles.
Chris does exist, guys. I tend to forget about him.
Chris is
I always forget about Chris.
he's just that annoying dad in the group. Like, fuck, shut
Well, because
up.
when I think about Chris, I think about Jake and Jamie
Like, let
and
us fuck
Rose.
around and do drugs, bro. Like, fuck off. I don't want to go to bed at 9 o'clock and fucking
No.
do crossword puzzles.
But like
go away.
Zai fits in more with that group than Chris does. Because when you think about Zai didn't have like a dead set group of best friends after what happened in his group.
Yeah,
in
he had
his
2
book.
girls. He never had male
Because
friends,
he
never.
lost his friend
I
during
know, but
that.
he also never
and
had
then he
male
only-
friends.
Well, he had Logan and Racer, but
But
like he wasn't
not-
super close with them. Yeah. But by the time you get, so then when it came to Alex, he could completely go into her group, and that was
be
his new
crazy,
group, and that
'cause they're
was
all
great.
crazy.
For Chris has a very steady group of friends that will never change.
Yeah.
And so when I think of Chris, I associate him with Rose, Luke, Jake, Jamie, and that's it. Like, I don't associate him with the others, so I tend to forget him when we talk about this.
I don't forget about him, but